I don't.
Were we live?
Good morning.
We were live?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Morning, guys. We are back here live. Super excited. It's Friday.
I think you said it wrong.
What?
It's Friday!
Oh my gosh. I think I saw the food in your mouth when you were doing
Probably,
that.
because I was mid-chew when he pressed live.
And the other is like, push the live button. I'm like, okay.
I
And
didn't say that.
And I pushed the live button. She wasn't ready.
I didn't say that.
Where are the comments? What's up, guys? Let us know if you're watching or if you're watching the replay. Today, we're talking about gut health.
That's right. It's so important such an important topic to address because that is where all of the, I don't know. That's where it all starts, right?
Where
In
it
our
all
gut.
starts.
In the gut.
Where what starts?
Health.
That's right. The health starts in the gut. I keep losing you on Instagram here. Yeah, it's gut health is super important. Our immune system resides in the gut. They actually call the gut the second
brain.
Oh, and now you're stealing my moves.
No, that wasn't you who said that.
What's going on?
I was fixing his little flop over.
I like it. It's my superhero curl.
Oh.
Did you know when I was a baby I had curls? My hair was curly.
Hmm.
Did you know that?
I've seen baby pictures.
And now...
Looks like an alien.
Wow. I was probably the cutest baby ever. No, I was a cute baby. I was a very cute baby.
I'm kidding.
Morning, Sue. Sue jumped in here. We are just acting crazy this morning. My hair gets a little curly. I get like these little curl things coming out on the front. You know what's funny? I shaved my head for years, and Dorothy's like, you can't grow hair. You don't have any hair up there. And now I have like
He's making things up. I never said that.
You always say that, like, oh, your hair's so thin up there when you would cut it, when it was short.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not because I thought it was because he shaved his head all the time.
What?
That's not related to shaving your head, though. I thought your hair was thinning up there.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Not
saying.
because you shaved your head.
I'm saying I shaved my head all the time, and then I started growing it out, and like growing a mohawk, and Dorothy's like, oh, your hair's too thin up there. You can't grow anything. And now it's like, I got a full head of hair. Only on the top, of course. But like, it's thick and voluptuous.
He actually got a comment when we were on our bikes last night. We were going for a bike ride yesterday afternoon. And this guy like comes up behind us and says, what would he say? His words were like, it's
a good mohawk. It's a very nice mohawk.
That is a very nice mohawk. He's like, I don't like those ones that are spiked up, but yours is just like a nice mohawk. And we're like, thanks, man.
It was a nice compliment.
It was.
I often get compliments about my mohawk. I haven't got a whole lot recently, but I think it's because the blue is like, we went with the midnight blue, and I enjoyed the midnight blue, but it's not as vibrant.
It's not as blue.
It's not as vibrant as.
It looks sometimes in some lights it almost looks black.
Yeah, I kind of like how it like shimmers blue.
Shimmers. Maybe we could change it today.
Morning, Shauna.
Hey, Shauna.
Shauna just had and Sue went too. Shauna had this awesome art show. And yeah, it was super cool. I only saw a few pictures, Shauna, but I'm looking forward to seeing more. And she said it went well, so couldn't be more excited for you guys. And then Sue stopped by, and then we got Corey in here too. Corey,
Corey.
How was the thing? How's the presentation?
Anthony Robbins, Rachel Hollis.
Yeah, I saw Anthony Robbins live before. It was pretty amazing. And I'm not a huge fan of anyone else that was there.
What, at the Anthony Robbins one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But, I mean, I know a lot of people are like die-hard other people fans, so I think it's cool that they came to Calgary because that's where I grew up.
That's where we're kind of from. Corey got her run-in this morning already. I already talked to Corey this morning.
Corey got her running?
Yeah.
Really? When did you start running? She been running regularly?
No, I think it was, I don't know. Ask her.
Did Anthony Robbins inspire you to run in the morning? She said mind-blowing.
That's awesome.
You know what the thing is about those conferences? And Corey just came from another conference.
Well, we just finished got back from our Young Living conference not too long ago, a couple weeks ago, which was super inspiring, super motivating, uplifting as well. So to have 2 back-to-back, oh my gosh.
Corey's inspiration must be like through the
roof.
And she's already like high energy, so she must be like, Kirby's probably like, I need a break. He needs to do some extra farming. But yeah, so I went to a conference in San Jose a number of years ago, and it was like, well, Trump was there before he was president, and there was Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad guy, author, Anthony Robbins, T. Harv Eker, anyways, and Anthony Robbins was by far the best presenter, and they're all kinds of like big names. You know what I thought was interesting is that Trump was the keynote. I'm not going to get into like presidency or politics, but Trump was the keynote, and like everyone came to see him, which was kind of crazy. Like I was surprised. There's like people waiting like outside the door, and he wasn't a very good speaker at all. And like I said, this is before he was president. I think most people know he's not a great speaker now. Whether you support him or not, like I think you could probably gather he doesn't speak well. So I just thought that was interesting. Like I wonder why. Like, I was like, why did everyone come and see him?
Because of The Apprentice.
Well, maybe.
But, money.
Oh my god! I think.
Money.
But are you done?
I watched The Apprentice.
I think I never watched it one time, but I think it has to do with money. Like
you're fired.
Oh my gosh!
I'm sorry. I think it has to do with. Continue.
I think it has to do with money. I can't handle her right now. Can someone help me out?
Go, Drew.
I need another guest.
I need another. I'm not a guest. This is my show, too. I'm on the banner.
I'm on the banner. You're going to be removed from the banner. I think it's interesting that because, like, you have money, like, because you have lots of money, people put you up here. Like, it doesn't matter, like, what kind of person you are or, like, how much you give or, like, how good a speaker you are. Like, because you have lots of money, people are like, oh, they must be, like, someone to go and see. Which is that's how I looked at it. Maybe that's wrong, but I just thought that was interesting. Like, there's so many great speakers there that did great jobs, but everyone's like, I got to see him. I'm guessing because he has lots of money and maybe he had a TV show that I've never seen one time. I don't know.
I used to watch it.
Anyways, let's read a couple of comments here. Thanks for the comments, guys. Keep them coming. Gary Bishop was also fantastic. That's interesting. You always find people that like surprise you how well they speak at those conferences.
Yeah.
Want to read this one?
Corey says, a walk jog started today. I always mean to do it, and I make excuses and negotiate with myself. No negotiation! No excuses!
That's awesome,
That's
Corey.
awesome.
Good for you. You know what I think is, Corey, I would just be interested to know if you have a plan, like a longer-term plan, and then no one really wants to talk about that. I think you can relate finances to fitness in a lot of different ways, but if you look at, sometimes people are like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm excited, and then after like a week or after 3 weeks, like, what's your plan? Like, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to keep it going? How are you going to stay motivated? So it's always interesting to me. Because September's coming up. No one wants to talk about it yet.
Nobody wants to talk about September yet, but
it's already August, and September's going to come. Everyone's going to get into their routines. September is worse than January.
It is.
So then there's going to be all kinds of people inspired to start new programs in September. But they'll have no long-term plan or like 3-week or 6-week plan.
Well, and that's why a lot of times we talk about like if you've gotten off track during the summer, then in July, then to start your plans for September now in August, because once September hits, it's so much more difficult. Same thing at Christmas time. We don't encourage people to wait until January, until Christmas is over, to start their routine or put their plan into action. We encourage them to do it before or like during Christmas, so that January comes and it's just smooth sailing, or September comes and you already have that routine in place and you're just going.
Yeah, and I think it's a great idea that, Corey, that you've already, like, you're starting now, because most people are going to wait till September, but September's like the busiest time of year.
It's so tough to get started in September because your world kind of gets turned upside down in September with the school starting up, back to work, it's a new season. So if you can put those routines into place now, then once September hits, you're already ahead of the game.
Corey says, no negotiating. I'm the boss.
Yeah, you are. That's right. I love it. I'm the boss.
Dorothy came back. Was like, oh.
Oh, that's an alarm to move the car so that we don't get a ticket. So on certain days of the week, there's street sweeping on our street where the car's parked. So we have to make sure that we switch sides of the road that it's parked so we don't get a ticket. So I have a little alarm on the phone.
I just thought it was interesting. Corey said no negotiating with Dorothy. Came back from her conference.
Convention.
What's the difference between a convention and a conference?
It's called the convention.
At any rate, Dorothy came back like super inspired, and she has like these things like verses that you've been saying, and I'm pretty sure it came from the conference.
Yes. Yeah, it's interesting how certain words will stick with you and keep playing in your mind over and over and over again.
Then you repeat them.
Then you repeat them.
What's Shauna say?
Shauna says, I didn't really get many pictures. My phone may need a new battery. The battery was draining fast. I'm in the same boat, Shauna. Holy smoly, my phone, I take it off at 100%, my phone, and then it's like 17% 5 minutes later. And I was trying to explain to Drew how frustrating it was. And so we have like a Canadian phone and a US phone, and we just kind of switch them back and forth. But so when I went to convention, I took the US phone, and Drew had the Canadian phone, which is the one that doesn't have a really good battery. And I had the Canadian phone for months when I was up in Olds and Drew was here. I kept like complaining about this battery, and he's like, oh, Dorothy, like, just make sure you charge it before you leave the house. Not a big deal. And then we switched phones when I was at convention, and he's like, oh, wow, I realize it is bad. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Can't really judge until you're in someone else's shoes, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's painful. It's painful. It's like she tried to do a live video on her story yesterday and was at 100% and then just died.
It doesn't like lives, yeah.
So we called them and asked them. And they're like, "Oh, it needs a new battery." Like, you know what bugs me is that like they make things. I'm sure they make things to break, which
or not to last long, right?
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing. Okay.
But I think I'm sure they make them that way. Excuse me. Like with the technology that we have today, that's been better than ever. Why wouldn't someone put more time and effort into developing something that lasts longer? So there's not so much waste and so much. You don't have to go through a new phone, so it doesn't break all the time. You don't have to buy, and it's because they want you to buy new phones. But I think like if a company were to come out with a phone that were to last 5 years, because they could do that if they wanted to, not 2.5 years, and then as soon as your contract is about to change, I know they're getting away from contracts, but as soon as your contract is going to be up, then your phone like starts to not work properly. They have it set up like that. I'm 100% certain of that. But if a company were to come and like offer a better quality phone for longer periods, and like maybe charge a small fee, like a couple bucks a month, I think more people would be interested in that than being like, I got to buy a brand new $500 phone in 3 years. And
personally, that's one thing I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy getting a new phone because I just learn a phone and then I get a new phone. It's different.
You got to start all over.
I had to start all over, and it was funny because when we were getting ready to come down here and decluttering our house up in Olds, I think we had like 10 phones. Or like something ridiculous,
right, like the
old phones. And it hadn't been, like, we'd only been in that house a certain number of years. It hadn't been that long. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, look at all this waste. All these wasted phones. Like, I know you can recycle them and things like that, but like Drew was saying, if we had phones then things that lasted longer, there'd be so much less waste.
Yeah. You know what's kind of troubling for me is like a lot of times when we were in Sri Lanka, a lot of people didn't have phones. Or they didn't have like smartphones, and we have like all these phones, and we just like toss them to the side. We break them, we buy new ones, and what are you doing?
I was looking for a thieves' cough drop for you.
Good. I got my stuff right here.
Do you have any?
No. Oh, there were some there. I don't know what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
At any rate, I feel bad. Like I was actually trying to keep the phones, and then I wanted to send them to Sri Lanka. But if you send anything to Sri Lanka, it takes like 3 months to get there. Then you don't know if they're going to get to them. And then once the phones get there, you don't know if you're going to use them. They're going to be able to use them or hook them up. So I was like saving all these phones for like to send to Sri Lanka, but it was like it cost a bunch of money. We didn't know if they would get there. A lot of places don't have addresses. They just like deliver it to a town,
A village,
and then the postman literally, if he doesn't know where the house is, whoever the letter was addressed to, he'll ask people in the town, "Hey, do you know John Smith?"
He showed up at the door once. What at our friend's house, Dylan, when we were staying in his village, and the postman shows up at the house, and he's like trying to ask us questions, and we're like, whoa, we don't.
No idea what you're talking.
Not speaking your language. So then we actually went to get Dylan's mom to come talk to the postman, and then after we asked her, like through Dylan, what the postman wanted, and that's what he wanted. He was asking her who these people were in the village. Where do they live?
Why don't you just deliver to the address? Oh, there isn't an address. Mm-hmm. Crazy. All right, we got a couple other comments here. Oh, Shauna says,
September is good for routine.
Yeah, no question. It's important to get into a proper routine.
Corey says, yes, it's 30 minutes of activity each day. Maybe by myself or with the kids. Even it's just a walk, moving our body, to wake myself up and set a tone for the day as often as I'm able.
Awesome.
That's an awesome goal.
Good job, Corey.
Just be consistent, putting yourself first each month. Be consistent and put yourself first.
I'm on it.
Veronica is taking a lot of pictures, Shauna. Oh,
awesome.
Nice.
So maybe we could check her page, Shauna, or maybe she'll put them up at some point. Oh, yeah, that's great.
Yep, that's great.
Awesome. So today we're going to talk about gut health because we talked earlier, I think no one was here when Dorothy and I were rambling to ourselves, is that everything starts within the gut. Like your immune system starts within your gut. I think that a lot of people don't realize that a lot of your mood, for example, like they call the gut your second brain because there's serotonin levels in your brain, or in your gut, which also is in your brain. So it can control your mood, for example. It can control anxiety, depression. And I said this one time at a conference. Remember that one?
Oh, it was a tough crowd, that one.
I said this one time at a conference, and I was like, exercise can improve your mood. You know, especially, I don't know if I actually mentioned anxiety or depression. Do you remember?
Well, I think you just mentioned if you are experiencing anxiety or depression, exercise can help improve your mood. And, whoa, that didn't go over so well.
Oh, people lost it.
They lost it on them.
A couple people stormed out. We had an email address. A couple people that crossed their name off the email list. I thought that was common knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to remind you.
It was like a group of, I think, like mental health activists kind of thing. Which, anyway, they were upset.
But anyways, after like months after, I would ask like every practitioner I knew. I was like, "Is this true?" I was like, "I've read this. Like I've heard this. I've learned this." And everyone's like, "Yeah, it's true. It's true." So like I don't know where that anger came from, but at any rate, like I think if we understand that, of course, exercise can improve our mood and our mental state, but it goes to as deep as nutrition as well, because whatever we're putting in our body, our gut, our intestines, everything inside has to digest those types of foods, and that can relate to other areas of our life. So that's why I want to talk about gut health today.
Mm-hmm.
Dorothy has her mouth full. This is one. Just have a moment of silence for Dorothy. One of the few times she's not speaking. She can get chia seeds all over the place. So that's what we wanted to focus on today. So if you guys have digestion or gut health issues, let us know. We actually did I don't know what it was, like a 10-day or 21-day digestion challenge.
Oh, that was an awesome one.
Yeah. It was one of our best groups. And we had like a 3-step process to improving your digestion. It was kombucha, green tea, pu'er tea, green smoothie, and complete truth protein.
Complete truth protein. And now we've got, oh my gosh, Now we've got magnesium.
I know.
So we've got to do another digestion challenge with the magnesium. It'll just like explode.
It'll blow your mind, Corey. It'll be like your conference you just got back from. So yeah, but we have a number of different things, and we realized later on that people were like, "Oh, I can't believe how well my digestion has been working since I've been eating complete truth protein." And then they're like, "Oh, I can't believe how much energy I have." So it was kind of like our customers kind of developed our main benefits because we knew that you need nutrients, and you knew we need a well balance of macronutrients, and we know that most people don't get enough food, don't eat throughout the day. Like eating twice a day is certainly not enough. I would say 3 times a day isn't even enough. And most people aren't eating enough food, so that's where Complete Truth Protein came from. We're going to offer as many nutrients as we can in a smoothie because most proteins are isolates. Excuse me, most proteins are isolates, and they only have the protein in there. They don't have any of the complex carbs, healthy fats, and then we have antioxidants. So there's a lot of things that Complete Truth Protein offers that you wouldn't find in other supplements. So that's kind of where we found from our customers writing in or calling in and being like, "Hey, my digestion's been so much better since I've been using Complete Truth Protein on a regular basis." Mm-hmm. So we kind of took that to the next level, and we're like, "What are other things that we're doing to help improve your digestion?" Because a lot of people were writing to us and be like, "I have constipation issues or diarrhea issues or heartburn issues." So we're like, "We got a great formula. Let's put a group together and see what happens." Mm-hmm. And we had all kinds of awesome feedback coming in.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that one again.
We could do that one again.
Who's in for a digestion challenge? Is that what we called it?
Yep.
Digestion challenge?
Yeah, I think a lot of people aren't. I think most people think that when you eat food, you should be tired and want to lay on the couch or like have to unbuckle your belt and like be like, "Oh, I just ate." Like I think most people feel that that's normal because they've been doing it for so long. Mm-hmm. But it's the same thing with like indigestion. Like, "Oh, I can't eat that. I have indigestion." Or every time I eat, I have acid reflux. Like, I think because it becomes our normal, we're like, "Oh, like that's just normal. That's everyday life." And we're like, you don't have to be like that.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know. When I started my journey, I had huge digestion problems, and I would be running to the bathroom every time I ate, and that was just my normal. I didn't realize that there was like a way out, or that I was in control and I could change that, which now sounds silly to me, but I was there, and you just adjust your life to that issue. So I would strategically place myself at a table if we're going to a restaurant that was near the bathroom, or I would not eat at other people's houses because I didn't want to have to go diarrhea in their bathroom. Just things like that. So I would adjust my whole life around that one issue when I was actually could control that by making some changes, but I didn't know that at the time.
Right. So we had a couple of comments here. Dave says, "I forget to eat."
You need to set an alarm in your phone. Snack time.
Dave and I were like college friends way back, and
you would always forget to eat.
Oh, it would be like we'd be going to get ready to go out, maybe to a bar or to somewhere less productive, and Dave would be like, "I don't think it'd be like 6, 7 o'clock at night, 8 o'clock at night." He'd be like, "I don't think I ate today." He's like, "Did I eat?" He's like, "I think I forgot to eat." I'm like, "You didn't eat all day." But I'm a person that needs to eat. I feel like I've always kind of been like that. I've been eating this way, the way we teach, for a long time, because
longer than me.
When I played, played on a regular basis. I knew how important food was for my body to heal and recover and to perform at my best. And it's always I don't understand how people I can't eat, I don't eat, or I forget to eat. It's kind of crazy. But Sue says she's kind of sounds like she's in the same boat. Oh, she said, "I've gotten lazy with." Well, how many times a day do you eat, Sue? See, the problem is a lot of times people say, "I don't have any energy," but then we look at their food, and we eat food, and we put food in our body, and it's transformed into energy. It's transformed into kilojoules. Kilojoules is energy. So when we don't put any energy in our body, we have no energy to come out. So that's the first thing that we can think about when we're like, oh, I don't want to eat or I don't need to eat. But then we have people like tired, sluggish in the morning, but they won't eat because and they're not putting any nutrients in their body, so they have no energy. So that works. Like, that's very clear and easy to understand how that works. If you put no nutrients in your body, you can't turn it into energy to brighten up your day.
Mm-hmm.
So that's pretty straightforward. And then there's kind of other benefits you can look at: burning body fat, or losing weight, or trimming inches. However you want to look at that, or however that resonates with you, is that if you don't increase your metabolism, if you only eat once, twice a day, like I said, even 3 times a day is probably enough, then you're not giving your body a chance to burn metabolism, to increase your metabolism, to burn body fat.
That's the hardest, one of the most hardest things to explain too, is that if you, or for a lot of people to understand, because it's so ingrained in our head from the past, the media and everything, that the more we eat, more calories equals more weight, but it just simply is not how it works. Because if we're putting clean food into our body more frequently throughout the day, our metabolism will be running at a higher rate, which is more beneficial than eating a few times a day, where our metabolism is going to be really slow.
And the thing is, like, everyone's like in fear of something. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, well, I think there's so much, I would say, knowledge, but there's so much nonsense along with that. So people are scared, like they're in fear of carbs. Like, I can't eat again, there's carbs. Or people are afraid of fats. Like, I can't eat, those are fats in there. Those fats are going to make me gain body fat. But it's not true. Like, that's not how it works. Like, we've been living like this for years, and we've been teaching as well. And we understand that if you put clean foods in your body more frequently, your body can burn body fat at a higher rate. So if you look at someone that eats once or twice a day, then you look at someone that eats 5 to 6 times a day, the 5 to 6 times a day person, their metabolism is burning at a super high rate. And then you look at someone that eats once or twice a day, they have a very slow metabolism. And then if you look at, then you could look at some of the issues that they're dealing with. I could just about guarantee, well, 9 times out of 10, the person that eats once or twice a day might not be happy with their weight. They may be looking to lose weight. They're definitely not going to be happy with their energy levels. So they both go hand in hand. You can look at a profile perfectly and be like, once or twice a day, these are the symptoms. What's up, Brandon? Or eating 5, 6 times a day, these are the benefits. And they're like night and day. Mm-hmm. Guaranteed. What do we got here? We got Brandon over here on.
Hey, Brandon.
Brandon says, "Morning, Dorothy and Drew."
Good morning.
Seuss, do you want to read Seuss?
Seuss says, "I get busy with woodworking or garden, and lunch has gone by unnoticed." You know, I experienced that when I am arting. I say arting because I'm not really an artist at all. I have fun and I dabble because we have a few artsy friends, which is so fun to go and play and dabble. But when you get into the studio and you're arting, you just like lose track of time. It just fades away. So I can understand where you're coming from, but my stomach and my brain like just tell me like, you need to eat now. And then if I ignore it, it just keeps getting worse. You need to eat now. You need to eat now. You need to eat now. And then I get grumpy.
Well, that's what happens. Is like, I think sometimes people are like, they're like have like chronic grumpiness. It's like, it's funny. Like, we joke about it, but some people are like miserable often, and they don't relate it to food in any way. So they're like, oh, they have like a nice meal and they feel good and they're happy. Like, if you have it all adds up. So if you have a nice meal, it makes you feel good. You're happy. You have a cheeseburger, a Big Mac, and you lay on the couch. You don't feel good. You're not happy. Mm-hmm. So then when you're not happy, you don't treat other people like you're happy.
It's funny. I don't know if any of you knew our friend Rosina, but Rosina was a teacher and artist, and I would go arting at her house, and it would be like, we love Rosina dearly, but she had no sense of time.
Oh my gosh.
So I'd go arting at her house and think that, okay, like, I'll be there a couple hours, but it would be like 8 or 9 hours. Drew's like, you coming home? But anyway, I would just, like, she would laugh at me because of how much I had to eat in that time. And I'd be like, Rosina, gotta eat. She's like, oh boy, better feed you before you, like, turn into a dragon. Because she knew that, like, I would get so grumpy.
Yeah, but I do too. We call it hangry, but it's your blood sugar level. So if they get low, that means that you need food. But when they're low, we're not like happy or energized. We're like angry, miserable, like slow and sluggish.
The dragon comes out.
But I think for some people, like they don't understand. Like some people watching this, they wouldn't understand what we're talking about because they haven't had 5 meals a day. And they haven't had a meal that like wakes them up and makes them feel great. And some people have like sparingly. Like, oh, I noticed that one time. But I think it's completely different if you were to do it for like a week. And I think your life would change. Really, I do. I think your life would change. You'd be like, oh my gosh, I can have more energy. My digestion's going to be, my digestion feels fantastic. You know what it's like you're constipated? And I think we've all been there. Your whole day is like miserable. Cause you're
tight. You're just like, all day, like, ugh. It's true!
I don't know if we need to be that dramatic. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just talking about your whole body language is reflecting in what's going on in the digestion area.
Yeah, and my thing is, like, some people live like that every day, but you don't have to. Like, there are things that you can do to make changes. So if you were to do a few different things, like change your habits a little bit or do a few different things that we're talking about here, you don't have to be uncomfortable. Like, your mood doesn't have to be miserable. Like, you don't have to be angry at the world. You can change everything by improving your gut health and making some small steps to make those changes. You know how some people are, like, just miserable in the morning? Like, I think we all know someone that, if it's not ourselves.
I'm not.
No, Dorothy's like, bing! Hi! And I'm like, I need a minute
I need to wake up. Because the alarm goes, my feet hit the floor, and I'm just like, hello world! And get up, Drew, get up, come on, let's go. And Drew's sleepy in the morning.
I'm not grumpy.
Not grumpy,
I
but
just need a few minutes to like for my brain to start working. Like I need like everything. I feel like the Tin Man. Like I need my eyes to start working and my body. And Dorothy's like, bing! She's like, Tigger, jump around the house, and she's like, what's wrong with you? What's going on?
I'm like banging pots around because the first thing that I do or that we do is get our nutrition in the morning. We get our kombucha, we get now our magnesium, and we get going with our tea and our breakfast and all that. So it's like I'm banging around in the kitchen. Drew's like, oh my gosh, Dorothy.
But anyways, what I was saying is that it's like some people wake up like miserable or angry. I think that, well, I know for sure that has to do with the meal they had
the night
before they went to bed, and then the quality of sleep they had, and then getting up in the morning, people are like slow and like groggy and like can't really wake up. And when I'm talking about waking up, I'm talking about 5 in the morning. I'm not talking about 10 in the morning. I'm talking about 5 a.m. when I like need a minute to get up, right? So some people get up at like 7:30, 8, and they're like kind of groggy, and it's hard for them to wake up and get up. And I feel like that goes straight to the nutrition. Like they don't have any green smoothie that wakes you up. You don't have any magnesium that gives you a little boost of natural energy. You don't have any digestion help to get your body flowing. Like we have green tea in the morning as well that we're drinking right now. And that also offers not just cheers, not just antioxidant benefits, but energy benefits as well too. So there's a lot of things that we could do to wake ourselves up in the morning, but I think some people are just like, I'm not a morning person. But of course, they don't do anything to be a morning person.
Yeah. Maybe they don't want to be.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
A morning person.
Brennan says it does feel better when you can go. Talking about
yeah.
bowel movements.
Oh, yeah.
Feels much better when you can go.
Your life is much better when you can.
And you should have a bowel movement every day. And I think a lot of times people are like, well, sometimes when they do one of our programs, like we had the digestion one, or if we have a nutrition one.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to the bathroom every day. We're like, yay!
Yeah.
Good job!
Like, I think I have a pooping problem.
And we're like, No, that's normal.
So, and the other one is like, no one wants to talk about this, but we're okay talking about this. Other people are like, I think a lot of people strain to have a movement. So then,
well, it's work, right? Like for a lot of people, it's work to have to go or to get it to
you're
go.
like sweating and like straining when you're trying to have a movement. Like it should be natural. It should come out, not like diarrhea, but it should come out naturally. So we have our magnesium going, and that definitely helps with digestion. So this group in particular, some people regarding magnesium were like, oh my gosh, I think there's something wrong with my bowel movements. And we're like, why? Like, oh, because it's coming out naturally. It's coming out softer than usual.
Yeah, and I always ask, people, it's super uncomfortable for people to talk about, but digestion is our jam. Like, we talk about it all the time, so we're very comfortable talking about it. But, and I ask people, well, if is it diarrhea? Well, no, but then it's like, then you are where you need to be. If you're not constipation, you're not diarrhea, you're somewhere in the middle. That's great.
You're doing good.
You're doing good.
We got Jenny over here on Instagram, and we got Vanda as well.
Hey guys, they really tuned in at an interesting point in the conversation.
All right, we got Fran on here. She says,
hey Fran.
Art is meditation.
It so is.
I couldn't agree more. There's, something of art? Oh, there's a really good book that I want to mention. I'm going to think of it in like 10 minutes, and you're going to be like, what is he talking about?
Yep.
Oh, it's a really good book. But anyways, we're with you 100%, friend. It's a great way to center yourself and meditate through art.
I was just going to say, and Drew and I, we meditate every day. And I think just the word meditation is scary for some people. But it doesn't have to be something so structured where you sit with your legs crossed on a meditation mat for an hour. And it can be like art. It can be chopping vegetables in the kitchen. It can be 10 deep breaths. So don't be scared of the word meditation, right? Because there's many different forms of it as well.
Sue
says, green smoothie / shake for breakfast, kombucha, nuts at 10, lunch is 12:30 if I remember. I have an alarm set. Fruit or nut snack at 2 or 3, and supper with a small protein at 5:36. You
awesome.
Got it down, Sue.
Awesome, Sue. Looking fantastic. Me too. Sleepy morning. Dave hits the ground running.
Dave and I.
I don't think, does Dave sleep? I feel like Dave could like sleep standing up.
Or, you know, the movie Elf, where the guy, Elf's like, the mom's like, oh, did you sleep well last night? And Elf's like, yeah, I got a full 45 minutes. I feel like that's Dave. Yeah, I slept really well. Got a full 45 minutes.
Yeah, Dave.
He's Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, he seems like he could just never stop. And then we got Joanna here.
Hey, Joanna. Thanks for tuning in.
Joanna, tell us, but Joanna's opened up a studio in Olds.
Yay!
Super excited for her. So let us know how that's going, Joanna. Joanna, you can drop your face. I know you got a new Facebook page. You can drop it in the link here. Maybe some of our followers want to follow along with you as well. Very excited. We're going to be able. Joanna offered for us to put some of our True Form products in her studio. So we're very grateful for that.
And if you're familiar with, if I'm correct, it's by the Ladybug. That's where the studio is, or no?
I think so, but
okay.
We should ask her.
Joanna, let us know where it is, the location, and we can tell people to go check you out.
Yeah. And then Sean.
Shauna says, a healthy morning routine is sure great. I feel like, and we know this, but how like it just sets your whole morning, or your whole day up for success. Like, our morning routine takes us about we're pretty extreme in our morning routine. It takes us about an hour to do our morning routine. But then before your day even starts, you've already experienced success. So then you're setting your day up for success. So the next task you do after your morning routine is going to have that much more potential to be successful because you're already on the success train.
Success train. Choo choo. Get on the success train. No, I couldn't agree more. It's you stack things up, and I think when people are like, I can't get up an hour early, like, understand that we've been preaching morning routines and we've been dabbling and changing, and they can change. But we've been working on our own morning routines for years now. And for us, I really don't think it's too much to, I don't think it's too much to say, give yourself an hour. Like we book an hour for an appointment, book an hour for like 3 hours for golf. We book an hour for nails
or hair. Or...
We book a whole evening for a night out to go drink beers or to go, I won't say anything sarcastic, ladies. But
we do need our ladies' nights too.
But the thing is that we don't think about taking an hour for ourselves in the morning. Like we're like, an hour, I couldn't possibly fit an hour in, but like you build on it. Like ours was 20 minutes, then it was 40 minutes, and now like an hour to get our nutrition in properly. Nutrition's a big part of our day and lives. So nutrition in properly. We have our meditation and reading. Dorothy does her journaling. I have a spiritual book, and then I have a business book. So spiritual book I feel like helps ground me and gets me ready, like mentally and emotionally for the day. Then I have a business book that offers me inspiration too. So everyone's a bit different, but I suppose just understand that if we say take an hour, you need to start somewhere. So take 3 minutes, take 10 minutes, whatever it is to start your day off right, and then build on that.
Because we all know what it's like. For example, when we sleep past the alarm or the alarm doesn't go off and we're rushing around the house, everything's chaotic, we're throwing our lunch together, we're running to the car, getting ourselves together quickly on our way to work or wherever we're going in the morning. And because we've had that rocky start to our morning, then everything is bothering us throughout the day. Someone cuts us off and then we are mad at that person.
Ruins our whole day.
Ruins our day. We get to work and then, I don't know, a coworker is bugging. Right? And then everything throughout the whole day is going to be irritating and bothering us because of how our day started. So if we can start our day off successfully, it's just building blocks for the rest of the day.
Dave says, gotta run. Thanks, guys. Thanks for joining us, Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
And Marcel's in here.
Hey, Marcel.
Thanks for tuning in, Marcel.
Thanks for tuning in.
Marcel joined us on Cooking with Dorothy.
Cooking with Dorothy. And I think he was joining us in my live last night with my dish soap. Yeah.
Brenda
said, I used to say it was only seniors who talked about their bowel movements, but you two are not seniors, so I guess I can't say that anymore. We do talk about it.
Yeah, well, we talk about digestion. I'm okay talking about bowel movements.
Yeah.
It's a natural thing.
It's a natural thing.
Everybody has them.
It's funny, we're actually, I don't know if you can see, but we're dog sitting a little dog right now who was having some bathroom issues. So now every time like she poops and pees outside, we like celebrate it. And I came in this morning and I was like, go tell Drew what you did this morning. And I'm like, she pooped and peed outside this morning, and we're like, yay, good job, go pooping. And I just looked at Drew and I was like, can you believe that is what it's come to, that we're celebrating the dog's poops?
I think it's like
she wants to come. I was going to bring her on camera, but she's shy.
You can see her for a second then. Anyways, Joanna says, opening Shine Studio at the end of August.
Oh, there she is. You see her in the background now. Not Joanna. The duck. Joanna, that's where I thought it was, right across from the Ladybug Studio, but Drew made me second guess myself, but now it's confirmed.
Oh, well, we know, we only know that because there was, what was the other place called, Joanna? The massage place.
The spa or something?
Yeah.
That was there? I don't remember. That was quite a while ago.
Yeah,
right?
That was a number of years ago. I was kind of like just getting into town and that. At any rate, that's why we thought it would be there. I don't know if you told us that. Oh, we dropped off a book there.
Yeah.
That's why. I didn't know if that was your house or if that was going to be a
business.
Anyways, Joanna's been super supportive of what we do with Detoxify Yourself, and she bought one of my business books, and we so much appreciate that, Joanna. So we're behind you 100%. Let us know how we can help out. And we're happy to help promote or share whatever you're doing. So.
Oh, Riviera Spa. That's what it was.
Yeah, that's right.
That's what it was. But now, I love the name, Shine Studio.
Yeah.
That does put a smile on your face. Sunshine.
All right. What else we got?
For gut health.
Yeah.
Well, we talked about nutrition. We talked about having kombucha in the morning, and we talked about green smoothies, how important that is, and having proper meals and snacking throughout the day. What else did we want to mention?
I think that's. I think that hydration is a big part of it that we don't consider helping our gut health. Like being hydrated properly is something that can help flush out toxins and help you have better bowel movements. Most people walk around dehydrated throughout the day, so there are things that you can do to help improve your hydration.
Well, and a lot of times we have everyday toxins from our food, toxins from our environment, toxins from stress. They all get trapped into the fatty cells in our body because our body doesn't know what to do with those toxins, so it protects that toxin by putting the fatty tissue around it. And then it's why hydration is so important is because it's gonna help us flush out those toxins. So that's why we need to make sure we're drinking lots and lots of water because, we can control the toxins we put in our body, we can control the toxins we put on our body, but there's certain toxins we can't, like environmental toxins, for example, that we can't exactly control unless we lived in a little bubble, right? So even when you're trying your darndest, right, to eat properly and watching what you're putting on your skin through your shampoos and your lotions and all the things you clean with, there's still going to be some toxins that sneak in through our skin, through our lungs. So hydration is super important in that regard as well to help flush the toxins.
Mm-hmm. If you guys are enjoying the show, hit that little heart button. We have 13.
Woohoo!
That's not exciting.
I'm happy.
For 13. Dorothy I think it was a Cooking with Dorothy one where we got over 2,000 hearts one time.
Yeah, that was exciting.
That was fun. Anyways, that helps the show out, helps us move up a bit.
Oh, there's some more.
If you hit that little heart button.
There we go. 15. Let's go.
My mom says good morning from Hamilton. You're all over the place.
Good morning.
Hamilton, Ontario. Well, safe travels, Mom. Thanks for tuning in. Vanda says, Steve and Vanda
say, good morning. We are both happy to have healthy guts. No issues here. That's awesome, you guys.
Awesome, Vanda. Good morning, Steve, too. Hopefully you guys are doing well. Where are they in Ontario? Ontario. Where are you guys in Ontario?
St. Catherine?
Oh, St. Catherine.
Is that right, Vanda?
I think they were.
You guys kind of moved around a bit, didn't you, in Ontario? Let us know, Vanda. Help us out.
We get a couple viewers from Ontario.
Yeah, because Suzanne, right?
Oh, no, right now. Is Suzanne here?
No, Suzanne's not in here, but she usually is.
I said viewers. Can you guys let us know in the comments where you are?
Yeah.
Where you're watching from?
That'd be fun.
St. Catharines.
Yeah, I got it. I'm not certain, but I was pretty sure. It was St. Catharines.
So we're going to wrap things up here shortly. We are enjoying the hearts coming in now.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Should have asked earlier, I suppose.
But
I think I just want to, in wrapping things up, just talking about putting everything together. Because I think sometimes people are like, oh, I tried to have one healthy meal. And then they go back to their regular routines of unhealthy, and their digestion doesn't change. So it takes some time and it takes some effort and energy to improve your digestion and improve your gut health. And I think energy levels as well. You'll notice some things right away, but to be able to make a change in your life sustainably, you're going to have to put in constant effort for a while so we continue to see changes in our lives.
Mm-hmm. And I think my big tip or suggestion would be to understand that our body we can't compartmentalize our body. Our body works everything is a system that's working all together. So if we have if something's hurting in our foot or something's hurting in our knee or we're having trouble with our heart, it's not just that one organ or that one body part that we need to address. We need to address our whole health. So what are we putting on our body? What are we putting in our body? What's our stress level like? We can't just, for me, it's and Drew, like, we teach, like, the whole body health. Mind, body, spirit, it all.
We do it all, baby.
But just understanding it's all connected, right?
I think it's interesting. Like, we teach holistic health, but in, like, if you take away, like, the spiritual side of holistic health, holistic just means the whole picture. Mm-hmm. So we have to look at the whole picture of our body. Like, everything's connected, everything works together, everything influences other parts. So it's always interesting to me to think, like, oh, like, I have a pain in my hip. Like, well, of course that pain is connected to your glutes, for example. And then you have pain in your lower back because your glutes are tight, your hips bothering you, so you're limping on one side. So, like, then it's going to be translated to the other side. So the worst thing for me is to see someone that has, like, a knee brace. Like, they got a knee brace on, and then they're limping, and they're putting all the weight on the left leg.
On the other side.
And then 2 months later, they got issues on the other side. Like, what did you think was going to happen?
Yeah.
So, and you see that often because someone goes to physio, and they give them, like, a cane, instead of, like, I feel like, fixing the root of the issue. Mm-hmm. Or instead of putting a brace on one leg, put a brace on both legs, because you know it's going to the other side sooner than later. Mm-hmm. So, it's always interesting to me.
Mm-hmm. And, well, it's interesting for me because I was experiencing some hip problems. My hips have always given me a little bit of grief, but we've got it figured out now. But it goes up and down with my stress level. So my stress levels hit the roof. Oh, here comes the pain in my hip, right? So understanding, too, that all of those emotions play into our physical health as well. So that's why it's so important to find an outlet for our emotional health, whether that's meditation or whatever it is, yoga, meditation, whatever it is, to help reduce stress and have an emotional outlet, talking about it or whatever it is. We have to take care of that health as well, because if we don't, it's going to come out physically.
Yeah, no question. Vanda says your mom is 20 minutes away.
Oh, that's cool.
Mom, you're only 20 minutes away from Vanda. You guys can hang out if you want. I don't know if she's still there. She says, have a wonderful day, everyone. Have a wonderful day, too. We got people from all over. Awesome. So,
Old Long Island, New York.
Friend, we're coming to New York this Christmas.
December.
We're excited. Maybe we get a chance to meet
you. Yeah, that'd be cool.
And Diane's in here. Morning, Diane.
Diane's old. Joanna's old. Marcel Yarmouth.
Aussie said good morning.
Oh, hey,
Aussie. Aussie says good morning. Amazing too. Ooh, good to see you. How you just made my day. Good morning, amazing too. We are the amazing two.
That's kind of corny. Good for you to do that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with some corniness.
Aussie, you were at the art show, right? I think so. Not positive, but
I'm not sure. We got to hook Aussie up with some magnesium. I think she asked for some while ago.
She did ask for some, yes.
We'll get you some, Aussie. We got a new box in the area, so it's been a challenge to keep up with orders, but we got a huge box there, and then we have one coming. So we're excited that we are going to be able to fill more orders. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you'll be able to find it at Joanna's studio as well, her Shine Studio, opening up soon. So that's pretty cool. But other than that, we're going to have more product. We'll have Complete Truth Protein in the area. It's actually, maybe it's going to be at Joanna's studio too. But right now you can find it at the Old Uptown Market. You can find it at
the massage.
Yeah,
Old Uptown Massage.
Uptown Massage as well. So we'll have magnesium around town to pick up as well. I know we've only been able to have like small orders for people that order like 3 weeks in advance. Mm. So if you guys do want magnesium, we could definitely help you out. Just make sure you're on our list so we can put you down to ship out to you or to deliver or for you to pick up.
Excuse me. Fran says, absolutely. Great to have you for Christmas dinner with you. With
you know who.
No, who?
Is Greg going to be invited too?
I think he'll be there.
Thanks, Fran. Did we just get invited for Christmas dinner?
I think we got invited for Christmas dinner.
We'll probably be at Dorothy's family's for Christmas dinner, but we would love to see you guys, Fran, if it works out for you.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Sue says, great art, Aussie.
Nice.
Aussie's very talented.
Yeah.
I feel like we're like super fortunate. I don't know if it's old or if we attract artist people. Artistic people.
Artistic people.
We have some very artistic friends. Like Shauna's super talented. We know Aussie. Christine.
My friend Christine.
I don't know. There's probably I don't now that I started naming people, I don't want to miss anyone out. You know what? Dorothy's actually very artistic, but she like doesn't think she is, and she makes that face. So she has doesn't have the confidence to make art. I think she could if she would believe in herself a bit. I think she would be really good.
Okay,
but she doesn't.
Let me tell you a little story. And
boy.
I think it's funny how these confidence issues or whatever we call them come from something we were told in the past or something we made up about ourselves in the past, because I loved arting as a kid, and crafty arting, I always had the glue out and I did everything like paper mache, and I was always gluing and cutting and pasting and coloring and painting. I was doing it all. And then but I had a good friend who was an amazing at sketching and drawing, and that wasn't really my thing, right? So at that time, in my life when I was little, a little girl, I would tell myself that I'm not as good as her, right? She's better at art than I am. She's better at drawing. She's better. And always putting myself down. So that's what I carried with me, and still have, still can root those feelings back to that piece in my childhood. It's crazy. But that's kind of where it evolved from, and I'm oh, I don't think so. Don't think I'm very good at that. But it's fun. I enjoy arting, but it's definitely something that doesn't come easily for me.
Yeah, I think a lot of those issues come from childhood. If we look at I don't know what you call doubts in ourselves, for example, I think a lot come from childhood. It's interesting. We've been working with magnesium, and we have we're throwing around a lot of numbers with shipping and costs and counting bottles, and so more now than I can remember, we're doing a lot of math and a lot of mental math instead of grabbing the calculator. Greg actually has inspired that because he's really good at math, so he just does it in his head. So I try to do it in my head too, and instead of grabbing a calculator. But you know what I noticed is that I'm not that bad. I'm pretty good at putting numbers together and counting and multiplying and for me, I always struggled in math class. I was always at the bottom of the list. I didn't really understand when the teacher would explain something, but I don't understand when people explain many things. And it's true. I think it's like a mental delay.
I don't know how you call it, but it's a process. You're a one-step person. You need to get one step down and then give another step.
Yeah.
And then you have a second step down, then give the third step. If I asked Drew to do something and I'm okay, A, B, C, this, you need to do this, 3 tasks. He's wait a minute, what was the first thing? So, that's just how your brain processes. Some people can do 2 or 3 steps at a time, but...
And then I need to do it. For me to learn, I need to do it myself. But at any rate, I struggle with the direction, but I put math and direction together, and I was always I'm horrible at math. I can't do math, but now I'm doing these math things, and I'm I can do this. I'm trying to change my mindset. I'm not that bad at math, so I can't. But I think we do that to ourselves. I was training someone a couple years ago, and they're hanging. We did a hanging drill, holding your hand, hanging from a bar, and she's oh, I have weak. She actually did really well. She hung on way longer than I thought she was going to, and more than a lot of people. She's oh, I have weak hand strength. And I was what do you mean? She's oh, I've always had weak hand strength. I'm who told you that? So, because someone told her that enough times for her to believe it, and it simply wasn't true. But I think we continue to tell ourselves lies, and we believe them, and then we make them true. So I think sooner or later, I'd always go to the calculator because I'm oh, that's too much for me or too frustrating. But now I'm kind of making myself do some math in my head. And I'm I can do that, but you have to, I think, believe in yourself first.
Let's see some comments. Shauna said, Dorothy is good at arting. She nailed her alcoholing project with me. Oh, that was fun. Alcoholing was fun. Thanks, Shauna. And Aussie says, it sounds like an art date when you are around. Right, Shauna?
Oh,
let's do
the
it.
three of you together. Look out.
Unstoppable. Oh, Sasha's in here.
Morning, Sasha.
Good morning, Sasha. Thanks for tuning in. And Joanna says, we will have to get together and paint, Dorothy. Love to.
You guys are going to have like a whole painting crew. You're like the painting gang.
We will be.
And Sue's in here. Thanks for the comments, guys.
Yeah. Sue, look at our hearts. 500.
Ooh. Thanks for the hearts, guys.
Susan says, Dorothy, you are the author of your own story. Just rewrite your story. I am an artist. That's so true.
Rewrite your story. I love that.
I love that too. You know what I do in my journal every morning is I write, Drew and I actually have this in our Detoxify Yourself journal, but I write 3 lies that you write down 3 lies that you tell yourself, and then you replace that with 3 truths. So I really, really love that exercise, and that's something that I do every morning in my journal is, okay, what have I told myself that's a lie? Okay, now you convert that into the truth. So
that's in Detoxify Yourself.
That's an exercise from Detoxify Yourself journal, and it's so powerful, and it just changes your whole perspective. So one of the things is like with my curly hair. So I was having a hard time with having a hard time with my curly hair because I like look in the mirror and it's just like curls and like all over the place. But everyone was like telling me I love your curls, and Drew loves my hair curly. And then I was walking, but I'm always like, I hate my curls. They're so ugly and they don't do what I want them to do. And I was walking to the library this one morning, and this senior, this older lady was sitting on the bench. Like kind of like grandma. She was so cute, and she said, she just stopped me, and she's like, "You just have the most beautiful curls." And she was just going on about my hair, and I was like, man, I've got to like work on this a bit. So that's just one example of what I was doing in my journal. Like the lie, I hate my curls, they're ugly. But on the other side, I have beautiful rockin' hair.
Yeah, I like the curl. I like the curls, and I feel like it goes along with like the beachy like kind of thing, because I think Dorothy's you come from the teacher world, and it's very like structured and proper, and I think that's where it comes from. But I like the curls, and most people like Joanna here. She says, "I love your curly hair."
Thank you, Joanna.
And most people, unless they're lying, they're like, I like your curls, I like your hair, and then Dorothy's still like, well, I hate them. I'm like, okay, how about you relax for a minute?
And that's why I always straightened my hair, and then like I always, because I hate my curls, so straighten my hair. But then when we went to Sri Lanka, it was like, you can't have a straightener, like I can't bring my straightener and blow dryer because it wouldn't work there. So I'm like, I'm just letting it go, Drew. It's gonna happen. The curls are unleashed. And then
it's like, oh, it looks good.
Then when we got back, Drew's like, I think you should keep the curls.
Yeah. Fran in here. Do you want to read this one?
Fran said, sometimes you understand things what's that? Innately, and the explanation just causes doubt. I always found listening that interesting that Paul McCartney can't read music. That's cool.
I'd imagine, yeah, that's awesome, Fran. Thanks for sharing. I'd imagine there's a handful of, like, a good number of artists that, like, just play by sound. Like, they're an artist. And Joanna says in her comments, she said everyone's an artist. And I believe that, like, whatever you're good at, whatever makes you feel good, whatever you're passionate about, like, that's your art. So for me, I'm always like, release your art to the world. Because we need artists in the world. Like, artists change the world. They make the world a beautiful place to live in. So when we like don't have that confidence in ourselves, and we're like holding on tightly to our gift, then we're not able to share that with the world. And I think it makes the world a better place. All right, guys, we are going to wrap things up here. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and tuning in. Right, Dorothy? Cue Dorothy. I don't know, sometimes she just isn't here.
I like kind of go in my own world sometimes, a lot of times.
It's called Dorothy World.
And sometimes even I'll just be sitting there, like, just staring. And Drew's like, where are you? And I'm like, I don't know, I just went away for a minute. I'm back now.
At any rate, we do have more magnesium in the area if you guys are in the Olds area. And of course, we can ship from here as well. Let us know if you need some magnesium. It's going over amazingly. We are actually going to be in retail on the East Coast here. We don't have all that confirmed, but we'll let you know very soon. We have a private magnesium group if you want to get more details, where we kind of open up behind the scenes. Greg and I did a live video yesterday and showed some of us actually packing and putting on stickers.
Yeah, that was a cool video.
So we have that going on. We have Complete Truth Protein that you can get a hold of in the area as well. It's great to help with digestion, and it's great for a natural boost of energy. You put it in smoothies, or you can bake with it. Dorothy has tons of recipes at trueformlife.com. So that's something that we could help you out with too, is a Complete Truth Protein. Check out our YouTube channel. We released a day in the life last week, and we're going to do another one here coming up soon. So youtube.com/trueformlife. We have all kinds of awesome videos coming out, and we share like clips of our life as well. So if you're interested in that, we'd love for you to tune in and check that out.
Yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for your support. Like Drew said, the magnesium and just kind of lit up on fire. Woo! So we are so grateful for everyone's support and trust in us. And we will, if you haven't had a chance or an opportunity to get your hands on some and would like to, we can set you up. So just let us know. Make sure you let us know, and we can get some out to you so you can start reaping the benefits from the magnesium train.
There's tons of benefits. We've talked about it enough, I think, like specifically, but there's so many health benefits if you're dealing with some issues, chronic issues, like a lot of different issues. Like 80% of us are deficient in magnesium in some way. Like the success stories coming in are incredible.
Unreal.
Like
yeah.
we like wake up every morning and we're like, is this real? Like, is this happening? And of course we believe in it, but the results are so amazing, from restless legs to constipation to energy to healing pain. Like we've both felt some of these ourselves, but to hear it from other people, we're like, it's like so exciting.
It's very exciting, and of course we couldn't do it without all of your support. So thank you very much.
Yeah. All right, guys, we are gonna let you go. Have a wonderful weekend. Tune in to Cooking with Dorothy next week. We have a list, like an email list that we send out. If you want to be a part of that, let us know. And we're here. You guys know we're very personal. So shoot us a private message if you need any clarification on anything, or if you have any questions for us, or if you want to order any of our products.
We're almost at 1,000 hearts before we go.
It's 40 more. You
60 more. It's 9:40. We need 60 more.
You just want to sit here silently?
Until, like, people just hit the hearts button. Until it gets to 1,000. Come on!
Just sit here and eat our breakfast.
Until the hearts get to 1,000.
We're not leaving till we get 1,000 hearts. That says they can leave. It's not like they can't leave. Like, they're like, well, I'll just hit the end, or keep scrolling. Are you guys watching on your phones, or are you watching on computer? I think most people are phone people.
Yeah, and I am more of a computer person, actually, which is kind of strange.
I like computers, too.
I was just reading some comments. Diane says, have a great weekend. Shauna says...
Thanks for tuning in, Diane.
Yes, thanks, Diane.
Dan's also in our monthly membership group.
And so is Shauna.
So is Shauna.
Shauna, the Tri-Meg is really fantastic. Thanks, Shauna.
Thank you, Shauna.
And Aussie says, have a fabulous weekend. Yay, we got to 1,000! Woo! Oh, man. I could sit here all day.
Oh, phone.
Joanne and Diane both said phone.
Phone. I think most people are phone people.
Why are we computer people, then?
I don't know. I think it might be different if you work from your computer. Like we work from the computer.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So, do you guys, I don't think either of you guys work from your computer? No, John. We're trying to get rid of you. Lots of hearts.
We're trying to get rid of you, too. Lots of hearts.
Just end the show.
Stop talking now. Okay, we will stop talking.
You know what's funny is like, well, we like to hang out with you guys.
Yeah.
Like, we like to sit here and hang out. Like, this is fun. Like, Friday morning is fun for us. And I was watching like, I don't watch too many live videos, but I was watching someone else's, and they, like, weren't ending it. I was like, just end it so I can go and do something else. Mm-hmm. So maybe that's how you guys are. Sue says phone. And then Fran said
phone.
Connected to my Bose speaker. We like Bose speakers.
Too.
So, are you saying that we're not loud enough? Like, Dorothy isn't loud enough? Because she can be way louder.
It's kind of my thing. When we were at convention and they were like, one of the speakers was saying, what is your, I don't know, I can't remember how she said now, but what defines you? What makes you unique?
Oh my.
and
So
stand
many
out.
things.
And I was like, I'm loud. I was
I'm
like
loud.
on my list of things.
I'm like, what makes me unique? And it was like silence. I don't think maybe I'm not all that unique.
Oh, you're unique.
I guess everyone's unique in their own way. Sue says, love you guys. We love you too, Sue.
Love you too, Sue.
Thank you so much for all your support.
So that I can work around.
Oh.
Oh, you have it on your speaker so you can work.
Awesome.
That's cool.
Thanks for the hearts. We're at 1,500 hearts. You guys are amazing.
You guys are amazing. Thank you. We will let you go now. We wish you all a really happy weekend, and we'll catch you on our next video. Cooking with Dorothy's coming up again next week, so stay tuned for that. We'd love to see some of you tune in there as well. It's an evening show. We'll be whipping up a chocolate smoothie / milkshake. It's going to be delicious nonetheless. Have a great weekend, guys. We'll catch you on the next show.
See you guys.
Bye.